All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. I should have checked. Okay, we're good. I was gonna say I thought maybe my
Hello.
mic would have been messed up, but it's not. We're all good. Good to go. We have news to talk about. A little bit of news. It's not a lot. I mean, we've missed stuff since our last show, but it's
Oh,
like
yeah. I
we've
wouldn't even
met.
mind
We've
A
talking
lot
about
of
anything like that
crazy
either.
I mean, a lot of
Yeah,
crazy
there's like
shit happened, like, 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
man.
like
A lot of crazy shit
eh,
happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Specifically over at Xbox.
Oh, yeah,
They've had
it
a
was it
fun
was
July.
insane.
oh my god,
Um
yep.
All for the next day for freaking Helldivers 2 to get announced, you know,
yeah, right.
on Xbox,
A
yeah.
very small tiny band-aid. The
Yeah,
smallest band-aid you could
yeah.
imagine
Oh, Helldivers 2,
on that
Right, what
massive gash.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of
Yeah,
that,
it's like cutting your leg off and, yeah, just putting a Band-Aid over it. It's basically what it
putting a
was.
little cotton ball right in the middle of it. Um, but before we get into any of that news, Blind, appreciate you for stopping by. I saw Blind in the
me too.
lobby chat. I I wanted to go over there, but like I was hovering over the live button. We actually ended up not starting for like a couple minutes after that, so I should have gone over there to say something. But I'll be
He
on after the
doesn't
show.
need it.
I'll be on after the show. Blind, don't you worry, buddy. Um, Blind says, I feel like your guys' mic's a little low. Okay, thank you for letting me
My
know.
mic
Probably
I'll,
or
my mic fine, or
I
I don't
think it's
know.
on my end. I think all that stuff is on my
Yeah.
end. You guys sound fine to
oh,
me. Um, I'll do some adjusting, testing. Let me know in the chat,
One,
Blind.
three, 1, 2.
And you'll hear these guys talk in a second. Uh,
I'm
but
talking, I'm
like I said,
speaking.
before we get into any news, we got to talk about what we've been up to, what we've been playing, because we have not done a show in a. I feel like we do a show monthly. I feel like we do a show a month
yeah.
now. So it's
The
been
monthly
probably about a
podcast.
month. I think almost not almost
I don't know if
exactly a
it's been
month, but
that
like the last one
long.
I saw on the channel was like June, around this time, like June 9th or 10th or something like that. So it's been a minute. Um, but what have you guys been playing? I mean, I'm gonna start with Tuan because I literally haven't talked to Tuan since we did the show.
Oh my god, yeah. Go on, Twan.
So, okay, so I guess I'll get to it. I mean, I've been playing Expedition 33. That's like the main thing I've been doing. Yeah, that game is fantastic. Like, I honestly, like, that was easily like the biggest surprise of the year, like, hands down. Like, I went in that game with like not like, even when it was announced, I was like, do you know what? Like, I know a lot of people were hyped about it. Like, a lot of people were
I
excited
was
about it, but
hyped
at the
about
same
it.
time, like, if the thing is, like, a lot, it was a new studio, so I wasn't sure. Like, I don't really like to, like, have that much faith in a studio I've never seen them make anything before, so I was like
Believing in
very
things is
optimistic
not
about it.
cool.
Yeah, just, it's always good to give your, to let your, if you go in with low expectations and then you get surprised, so it's rather than, going with high expectations and becoming disappointed. That's, I don't know, that's kind of the way I always look at these things, right? But anyways, game came out. It's blowing me away. It's fantastic. Like, I love the whole parry thing. It's just great. The combat's a lot deeper than I thought it would be. But the whole, you got these perks, the picos, whatever they're called, and the luminas, and it's very well thought out. And the game itself is just gorgeous. Even the music's great too. It's just a fantastic game, and I'm really enjoying it. I could see why people would even say it's better than Metaphor. Like, even I was kind of thinking, I was like, man, this might be better, but at the same time, it's
Bro.
like, but at the same time, I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, nah, do I like Metaphor just a little bit better? But then again, I still got to
Bro.
beat this game, so
I'll tell
yeah,
you
so I still
now.
got, yeah, I could see
I've played
why people would like prefer it. So
yes, I've played
yeah,
20 hours of Metaphor. I still need to beat it. It just came to Game Pass. I'm debating starting it over on Xbox so I can do crossplay between my computer and my RG and the Xbox. But I'm like
yeah,
20 hours in on Steam, so I don't know
yeah, yeah,
what I'm gonna do with that. But I
yeah.
played
It's on
20
Game
hours of
Pass.
that.
Yeah,
I played like 2 hours of Clair Obscur, and just like off of like the first combat scene and Clair Obscur, I knew like, okay, I definitely like this more than Metaphor.
Yeah,
because
I could see. I see a lot of people liking it more than Metaphor, and I understand why they would. You know, I understand why they would prefer it over Metaphor because the way it's a bit
it's
more involved the combat. For
exactly.
someone who especially doesn't typically like turn-based games, I could see why someone would prefer it. You know,
I
so
like being able to control. I like when I die in a fight to know that like,
you could have
hey,
done something about it.
that was
Yeah,
entirely my fault.
yeah,
That was entire. It wasn't because I didn't get lucky and my guy just didn't dodge. It's because I fucked
yeah,
up the dodge or I fucked up the parry.
yeah.
Um, but you continue. You've been
But
playing
yeah,
Matt. You've been playing Clair Obscur.
yeah. And here's another thing I want to bring up with the parry thing is like the way they telegraph the attacks. It's just so odd. It's like, they'll wind up an attack and they'll kind of stop for a little bit and then they'll just like punch out of nowhere. Like it's just so hard to like time it sometimes. Like they do that shit on purpose, so it's not too easy. I don't know if you guys noticed that when playing that
Yeah, they
game.
do. They do,
Yeah, they do
and
that shit on purpose.
I tell you what, I appreciate it.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, fantastic game so far. I mean, I'm getting pretty deep into it. I beat the first act. Pretty big plot twists at the end of that. So, and yeah, it was crazy. Like it's a roller coaster just the story in that game. So, and I can't wait to continue playing it. I just got the final party member, so I got the full party now. And yeah, and that's what kind of where I'm at right now. And I was hoping to be able to play the Astrobot DLC because that just came out. So I'm probably gonna do that after this podcast. Honestly, there's like 5 new levels that came out for that. But
There you
other
go.
than that, I've obviously I was playing the arcade game before. I was playing Long on Midnight before we even got on this show. Just a few laps on that. I've been obsessed with that game. Honestly, like that game is just really good. The arcade machine that I got. I've been playing that
I
a lot.
do.
So yeah, I
I've
really like it.
followed the escapade. You've kept us abreast
Yeah,
on what's
it's
gone down with that.
yeah, it's great. I love that game. So and
Rachie
yeah, I
says,
don't know
"Don't
what
forget
else
about
I've
the
been playing.
Astrobot vinyl."
The Astro Bot vinyl. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. I've never really collected vinyls. Like it looks like a whole. That's a whole other ball game. Haven't really gotten into. Like I just it's already enough that I collect video games. Let alone like I already have no space for this stuff. Like imagine if I collect other things. Like
Twan's got
screw
entire
that.
arcade
You know.
cabinets in his room.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
It's like
shit.
I can't fit all this garbage in here, It's just too much shit, But
Uh, Blind
yeah.
says, "Audio sounds good. Appreciate you, bud." Uh, Rachie says, "Matt didn't like mathematics at school. I did not. I was a science kid at school. I was a science kid. I was fine at math, and then they started doing algebra, and then I tapped out. I tapped out at that point.
The
I
moment
just didn't
letters
care.
don't belong in math. When the moment they put
Yeah, I
letters in
don't
math,
care
they'll
about
like,
that
wait, what
stuff.
is this? This isn't math anymore. There's just like, I don't know what the fuck this is, you
It's
know.
like, but you're gonna
Well,
need this in
The
real
Dark
life. It's like
Souls.
maybe, but also calculators exist, and
yeah,
it's like I just like
everyone's
show
got a
me how you
calculator in the
solve this
pocket these
problem. I
days.
solved it with a calculator. That's how I solved the
Yep.
problem.
Yeah.
That's
No,
I'm
like
just
the worst about like math questions is it's like, okay, do this now. Explain how you did it. I always hate it when you have to
yeah,
explain it.
don't like that.
It's like I did it. What are you talking about? It's right here. Why do I gotta explain it?
Yeah.
Explain how I
You
did it with my
It's like
hands, and a calculator. That's how I did
and a
it.
pencil. You know.
I have a brain. I have hands. What else you fucking want from me?
It's like, dude, I whenever they asked for that, like there was a period of time in like seventh grade, whenever she was at like she would ask, like explain like on the paper, explain how you answered the question. I just wouldn't explain it. I just hand it in. And I'd get docked points
Yeah.
for it. She's like, explain how you answer the question. I'm not gonna do that. And eventually, like at the end of that, whatever, like it really affected my grade. And my parents were like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on in that class? And
Yeah.
I'm like, she's asking me to explain how I came up with that. And I'm like, I don't like doing that. And they're like, well, you fucking better start doing it. So eventually I had to
That's
do it.
funny.
But like I don't like that. Don't like that.
That's so dumb.
Right, she says, but Matt, calculators don't have a block and dodge button. You don't have any control on the release. Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
But he has to use that. It's kind of like he has to. He doesn't have to play a regular turn-based game.
Exactly. Mike's spitting.
Must have. But like Matt, I think you'd like be into like Paper Mario games, like especially like the new one. Well, not the new one, but like the recent one that came out that was a remake of the the Thousand Year Door on the GameCube. Like I think you'd actually be into that game because it's kind of like similar combat where you gotta like time the button presses and all that kind of stuff. So I think you should look into that. I think
Tell you
so. That
what,
should...
I'm looking into. I don't think I'm gonna get one. Like, I'm not gonna get one until at least I get a new GPU because I just got a VR headset. I'm not gonna get a GPU earliest until the end of this year. But some point in the next couple of years, I would like to get. I would like to have a reason to get a Switch too.
Well, I mean, to
Um,
be fair, the Paper Mario game I was talking about, it's on the Switch One, so you'd be able to play on that. So
exactly.
yeah,
And Metroid is coming to the Switch One.
yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't run too bad on that though.
They've already Digital Foundry already said whatever they showed that last. I can't remember if it was the last one they showed, but where they first showed gameplay, they were like, this was running on a Switch One at
Hmm
60 FPS. I feel like if you can get Metroid Prime remastered, like I don't know how much better they want it to look than Metroid Prime remastered.
But that runs at
Especially on
60,
the
so
yeah,
yeah.
especially on the Switch One. But if you can get that to run at 60, then I would imagine you can get Metroid
Yeah,
Prime 4 to run at 60.
Retro Studios, they're like wizards when it comes to that stuff. They know how to optimize their games like very well for some reason, but they figure that shit out.
Yeah.
So
I just want a reason to get a Switch too. Because I don't have like I, Tears the only reason I would get a Switch 2, the only thing that would benefit me right now, like actually benefit me, is playing Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild at 60 FPS. And that is not worth $450.
yeah,
It's not. Um
yeah.
so like
Well, what do you think's the Metacritic prediction for Donkey Kong Bonanza? Like, what do you think that's
shit,
gonna
the way
land?
people are talking about it,
Probably
I
gonna be like a
mean,
97.
first of all, it's Nintendo. I don't
Yeah,
know of too many Nintendo games that get bad ratings. Um,
it's supposed to be made by
all
the people that made Mario Odyssey, though. Apparently,
exactly.
so
Also, it's a very popular franchise. One of Nintendo's biggest. A lot of nostalgia. The game's probably good for the people who really like Donkey Kong. So I would assume in the 90s, probably in the mid 90s.
because you
I
gotta remember
mean,
Mario Odyssey, that game got like a 97 on Metacritic. I don't know if
yeah,
you
it's like
remember
one of the
that, but
great, critically acclaimed, one of the
yeah.
greatest games that ever. I still haven't
So I
played
mean,
it.
who knows? Like I
Still
like
never played
it's
it.
a really good game. Got
I
that
haven't
shit
even
day one.
played. I haven't even played, and I have it somewhere in the house because I it came with my Switch OLED. I haven't even played the last Mario Kart.
Dude, the last Mario Kart's incredible. I loved it.
Like
I
Mario
know
Kart
people didn't
8?
like the re-releases.
Yeah,
I know people didn't like the like have like a remaster. I thought it was great. I loved it. I
yeah,
loved it.
and I want to play it. Like I didn't want to play it when I first got my Switch OLED because I just wasn't interested. And then like the last I don't know couple months, I was like, you know what? I see a lot of people talking about Mario Kart. I kind of want to try out Mario Kart because I haven't played it since like on the GameCube at like a friend's house. I want to try it out. I wonder where my copy of Mario Kart is. I don't fucking know. I cannot find it. It's it's
That's
it's
hysterical.
it's in
I mean,
this
it's not
house. I
funny, but
fucking know that. I know it's in this house because I saw it when we moved in, but I fucking can't find it. So I don't
you can
know
use it as
where
a
it's at.
doorstop.
Could be. How hilarious would it be if I went in my bedroom, I checked behind my door, it's right there.
It's just right there. Yeah, that's funny. Only good place for a Nintendo product. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You
I'm
ain't
kidding.
lying. Richie says I
Great.
tried
I
Breath of
bought a
the
Wii
Wild
U for that shit.
1440p 60 FPS 5 years ago on PC, overrated, and I want Nintendo to refund me the bandwidth. Damn.
What game? What
We
was it
said Breath
again?
of the Wild.
Oh,
I actually like Breath of the Wild. And not even because like I don't care about Zelda or Link, but the gameplay is really cool to me. I like physics driven stuff. And Tears of the Kingdom is just nuts because you can just build anything you want to build and make just ridiculous monstrosities that have no business existing, which is fun. Um,
I know
Richie
Ham is
also
like the
says,
biggest critic when it comes to Breath of the Wild. I think he said that
which is
game's like a
funny,
solid 7 out of 10.
which is hilarious because I don't know if you know this, Twan. I've never beat Breath of the Wild, and I really enjoy it. he beat Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And he actually, I remember him telling me it wasn't that bad. He liked some things from it. The one thing he said he didn't like was the horse. He doesn't like the horse in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, I remember he also
But
hated the weapons breaking as well. He didn't really
yeah,
like
the
that
weapons
either.
breaking, which I don't even mind. Like I kind of got used to it the more I played it. I'd prefer if it didn't
I'm
happen,
not.
but I got
Yeah,
used
I
to it.
never. I definitely didn't like the whole weapon breaking thing because I never used my good weapons. I was too scared to use them. I
Yeah,
just kill everything with like sticks and stones and shit. Like I would grab a spoon, just whip a lizard with a spoon. Like I just wouldn't want to use any of my good shit. You know.
I get that.
So, I
Rachel
get
says
this
double
big. I
dash
get
is
this nice
awesome.
sword. Oh yeah, double dash is great. Yeah.
Double, okay, there you go. Tuan cosigns.
Yeah.
Uh, so okay, that all
It's
started with that's
classic.
what you've been playing.
Oh yeah, I guess
All right,
Yeah, Mike.
my turn.
But we
Yes,
completely got off topic.
All right. So
that's
did I
fine.
already talk about
Yeah.
on the stream about the Odin 2 portal yet? Did I ever talk about this yet? I
Not
can't
on the
remember.
show. Not on the show.
All right.
This the last show we had
So
was way before you got that.
all right. So I've been interested in in-house streaming for a while now. I've considered getting a Steam Deck, but I never really play anything when I leave my house, and I have multiple ways to be able to do this remote streaming at good quality when I leave my house. But I don't really want to play anything when I leave. So I've been looking into a bunch of different streaming solutions of what I could play. What can I do? I ended up on a program called Artemis and Apollo. And what's great about these two remote streaming programs is that it will match your frame rate, your resolution, your aspect ratio, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, with whatever device you're playing on. It has a setting to automatically do that for you, which is very nice because there's a lot of remote play solutions that are kind of like, okay, we're displaying your screen. Good fucking luck about everything else. You know what I mean? It could be shitty, it could be choppy, it could be stuttery, it could have all these crazy issues. So once I landed on that program, I started to look into other like devices to be playing on because I had a phone that was decent. I actually at one point got something called a Razer Kishi Pro XL for a tablet I had, and I'm like, this thing's really cool, but like, this OLED tablet I have, it's like 5 years old. It has a rather aging processor. I can tell it was starting to get hot when trying to stream at like a high resolution, and it was like starting to stutter, etc. So I found this device called the Odin 2 Portal. It has a was it Snapdragon 800 Generation 2, and it's like an overclocked variant. It's a version that you can overclock, which is very nice for when I want to do Switch emulation. This thing can actually do Switch emulation pretty much without issue. I can actually emulate PS3 games on it if I wanted to. Um, and there's a program called Winulator or something, I believe, like that, where I can actually emulate Windows PC on it if I wanted to play some very minor indie games locally, but that's not really why I got it for it. It's 120 hertz OLED screen. It has, a controller built into it and two back buttons. It's very, very, very impressive. Um, it was about after tax was about 320, but before it was 290. And in my opinion, for when I was looking at OLED tablets, they were all the way upwards of like $500, and they didn't even have the controller, and they weren't even 120 hertz. So
Damn.
I was like, actually, this is for a 300, after tax. Well, just say 300 for $300, 120 hertz OLED screen that has all these features. Was beyond worth it for me, especially the fact that it has its own cooling system. You're like, what the fuck's the point in that? Because of the fact you can play like actual like console or hardware intensive shit on this. You can actually change like the fan curvature, the way your device will use, resources, stuff like that, almost like it's kind of like a PC, if you will. So it's some pretty neat piece of tech. Uh, and I've been absolutely loving this thing. I've been streaming my computer to it now for I don't know how many weeks I've had this thing. I'll say about 2 weeks now. Um, and it's been an absolute blast. It's been the only real ever what's the word am I looking for? The only real like hiccup could be like your in-home network, and that's something too that's very important to say is that when you do in-home streaming, it doesn't matter about your up speed and down speed. What more so matters is your connection to your router. You know what I mean? Like that's what matters more than anything. Um, and for the most part, during the day, I can have almost maxed out connection. Usually about like you go up all 300 megabits per second, but usually during the day I leave it at 200 because more people are using the internet during the day. Um, but it's beautiful, and it has an option in it where I can play my games at like let's say at 4K on the computer, but it'll properly downscale it to a 1080p image on the tablet, so it's like super downsampling or super sampling, whatever the fuck it's called, and at high quality while not using NVIDIA's encoder to do it, which would slow down the image transfer. Because that's one thing too to keep in mind is that your computer still needs to encode this image, and then your device has to decode it. So this thing is fast enough to the point where I am decoding technically a 4K image downscaled to 1080p. It only takes like 2 milliseconds, less than 2 milliseconds to do it on it. And it feels great. And I'm actually getting at most points in time less less than what is needed for the proper milliseconds for a proper 120 hertz, pardon me, like response time, which I believe is like 8.3 milliseconds. I'm usually like at 7. Um, and it's fucking crazy. It feels ridiculous. It feels even more smoother than I'm playing on my TV at points. And
Nice.
it's really impressive what this device does. For me personally, as just someone that got it for, also it supports AV1 decoding, and if you don't know what that is, what's
Yeah.
impressive about AV1 is that you can give it a much, like let's say you have very shitty internet, you can like lower your bit rate to, obviously you can't go super low to like 1 megabyte because you can't transfer enough, but let's say like 5 megabytes or something worth of data, it can actually, it might be a half millisecond slower, but you can have a much better image quality than you would have if you maybe use what is it, H.264 or HVEC or
Yeah.
whatever. Usually some people have their own preference though, but which one they like to use. But it's the fact that it can do all that is really impressive to me, because it's just options, and I like options. Uh, and if I want to, I can use it as a second display, but anything can do that. So I'm not going to talk much about that. Um, it's really cool. So like I said, I returned the Razer Kishi Pro XL, whatever, and I got this, and I've been loving it. Even right now, as I'm talking, I'm playing Battlefront 2 on it with like no issue, and I'm just fucking around in instant action, um, with like no hiccups at all, and it's awesome. I love this thing.
Well, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's
It has
that's
vibration support too, which feels really and it's very good. Also has gyro in it too, because like I said, it can emulate Switch games. Like I've seen people emulate the PS3 on it. I don't really have any interest in doing that personally, because I just wanted to stream my computer. If I wanted to play a PS3 game on it, I'd just stream it off my computer. Um, and yeah, man, it's been a blast. I really love this thing.
nice. Well, that's good to hear. Uh, Rachie says I have a Steam Deck. I only play it at home. I have an Xbox at all the houses I go visit. You big baller. God damn.
The
All
legend.
right.
But he has how many
But
houses?
he
Stop breaking
says
into people's houses, Raichi.
he says he has an Xbox at all the houses he visits throughout the year.
He's
Um,
breaking into people's houses. Stop breaking into my house. Last time
broke
he
into
said he
my
would leave me
house.
some snack. He said he'd leave me a snack, and he never did.
Broke into my house. I'll tell you that. Um, Richie says, "What is the chipset?"
It's a Snapdragon. Oh, a moment. Oh, it's not the other thing. Fuck. What is it? Pardon me. It's not the Snap, because I know Snapdragon is like the GPU portion, but what is the? Oh my goodness, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, I kind of just
I
assumed it
can't.
was Snapdragon.
Yeah, I wish I could remember. I really can't.
It's a
Yeah,
good
I'm sorry,
question,
dude.
Richie.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I have it open right here. 800 Gen. Oh my god, I'm looking up the wrong thing. Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
Well, why are you doing
I'm
that?
blaming. Yeah,
You
go on,
good?
go on.
I was
Yeah,
saying,
I'm
well, why
good.
are you
I'm
doing
good.
that? I've talked about. I'll talk. Oh my god, I feel like I almost had a stroke right
Yeah,
there.
words are
I'll
speaking is
talk.
hard. I know.
I'll talk about what I've been playing. I said that perfectly the first time. Make
Yeah.
sure that is remembered. But you could see it on screen. Uh, my God, I looked up at the screen as I said that, and I'm in that mission on Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim, where like you go to bed and you wake up and you're in a cabin with a bunch of blood splattered everywhere and you got to kill people. But
Yeah.
that's what I've been playing. I've been playing Skyrim in VR because I got a VR headset. I've kind of always wanted to get one, but I've always managed to talk myself out of getting one every time I think about it. Like a couple years ago when the Quest 3 came out, I was like, I want to get one. And I had the chance to get one, and I was like, I don't know if I'll use it that much. But this time, I had the urge to get one, and I just said, fuck it. And I got it. And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy that I did because I have been, dude, I've been playing so much VR, like a really dumb amount of VR.
And breaking
If
your
I go
games.
and breaking my
Did
games,
you ever?
that's another thing.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, good old Skyrim. It's good old Skyrim modding.
Yeah. So that with Skyrim, I had I had a playthrough going where I had a decent amount of mods, probably upwards of like 70, which isn't a lot, but like this was in like a period of having that save for like I don't know, less than a week, like a couple days. Um and I went to download an EMB and I downloaded it no problem. It was installing it that really fucked me up where I don't know what it did. I don't know what I did. I made a mistake. The video I followed made a mistake, or I don't know what happened. But I just whenever I booted up the game, it just kept telling me weather settings. I couldn't even see the whole thing. Like it was on half the screen. It was just a big red bar that said like weather settings not, and you couldn't read the rest of it. And it was just a giant red bar across the screen. And I uninstalled the EMB. I reinstalled it. I uninstalled it and left it out. I reinstalled the older things that I had. Nothing I did worked. And eventually I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to uninstall the game and I'm just going to reinstall everything. I'm going to uninstall it, reinstall it. I'm going to reinstall literally every single mod I've downloaded. And that's exactly what I did. And then I said, you know what? I'm feeling dangerous. I'm gonna do the EMB again, and thankfully I did it, and it worked that time. But I don't know what the fuck
Oh
went wrong
yeah.
the first time. Either way, I've played a ton of Skyrim in VR. I played a decent amount of Half-Life Alyx. That game's fucking incredible, as you probably would expect. Um, oh, Rachie says my $250 IQ. I don't know if you say this as a word. IQOO. Iku? Iku? I don't know. That's not a word. IQOO Z9 Turbo from China emulates everything with an SD 8S Gen 3.
Right on. I don't know what
That's,
the hell that thing is, but it sounds good to me.
yeah, it doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound like a bad thing, Raichi. Um,
What did he
but I've
say?
been
What's the
playing.
name of the thing? I don't know. Because I just heard this one. There was a few I saw, but this one was like more highly rated than the other. Because this one I needed for in-home streaming, and this has dual band Wi-Fi, which I really needed for because when it can't connect, if I lose connectivity on one band, I connect to another one, and it like helps
Yeah.
boost my signal, which is very nice. But I've heard like there was this one I saw that I couldn't find reviews on that sounded incredible. That was $150, and I'm like, I'd probably get a small child showing up at my door if I ordered this, so I didn't buy it. So, congratulations, you adopted a child.
Right. This
I
is
love that.
is you got a free child with your
I love
purchase.
it.
Except that was your purchase. Um But yeah, mostly VR. I've played honestly, I said on Friday I played some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. And I said on Friday I wasn't really enjoying it because Skate, like the game Skate, kind of ruined skateboarding games for me. Like everything to me kind of needs to be like Skate, and that's not really fair, but that's just kind of how I feel. But
Yeah.
since then, I've been playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, and I don't know why, but now it's just very, very fun to me. Now it's incredibly fun, and I'm having a really good time with that. I
You're
started
finally
playing
not broken.
yeah, right. And I started playing the Ascent, uh, which I didn't play last time it was in Game Pass, and I picked it up obviously in Game Pass, but I played it there, and I was like, you know what? It's like $2 for like the crazy edition on GG deals, so I got it. Um, and then I also got Battlefront 2, but I haven't played Battlefront 2 yet. Um, so I need to do that at some point. But that's what I've been up to. That's what we've all been playing, and we can actually get into some news here. And first of all, Xbox is dead, guys. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
over.
it's
It's a
cooked.
wrap. It's a
It
wrap, guys.
was a good run, but no. In all seriousness,
It's dead.
we probably should talk about the last couple weeks that they've had, because it
Yeah.
hasn't been
It's a
great.
pretty shit show.
Yeah, it hasn't been good at all. Few things that I was really excited for
Not
are
happening.
dead. Are
Yeah.
are dead. So that's always fun. Um,
What is it? What died?
but
What happened? What are the games
Perfect
exactly?
Dark.
Which ones? Oh
Perfect
yeah.
Dark.
Oh my
Everwild.
God. Yeah.
Also Everwild, too.
Well, yeah,
That's
I gotta be
insane.
real. I never really cared about it for a while. I mean, it sucks that it's canceled because I know a lot of people like love Rare and stuff, so that sucks. But like, I wasn't gonna play Everwild. Uh,
I'm sure you would have at least tried it. I'm sure.
I would have tried it to make a video on it because you
Yeah.
kind of have to. But like, uh, I maybe it would have clicked. I don't know, but I just whatever they showed, like I
Yeah.
think they showed something twice for
There's just
that
yeah,
game,
there's just
and
like
both
an
times I was like,
in-engine
I don't.
thing, yeah, where like just remember like a seagull like flying and shit, and it was like some like people just running around. I don't know. It wasn't. They didn't really show any actual gameplay for it. We just got
Exactly.
in-engine shit. So
And I did not get it. But, that got canceled. Also, there was a few things that got canceled. There was also rumor that John Romero's game
yeah.
lost funding, which it did lose funding from Microsoft, but there was rumor
Mhm.
that that was canceled, and apparently it's not, because they're like looking at other people who are interested in funding the game, publishing it. So that's good news, at least. I mean, let me bring up a list here of like
I can't believe
all.
Perfect Dawn. What the fuck? Perfect Dark is gone. That's
That's
fucking
the thing that
nuts.
shocks me,
That's
because it's like I understand Everwild, because dude, we saw Everwild twice, and granted we didn't see Perfect Dark that much either, but that last time we saw Perfect Dark, we saw way more than we saw of Everwild and both of its showings combined, and it looked
yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
It looked so, to me, it was like the thing of in Xbox's best showcase they've ever done. That was the thing of the show for me. And then a
Mhm.
year later, they're like, it's dead.
Yeah.
And not only is it
Yeah.
dead, the studio's dead too. That's no more initiative. It's gone.
Yeah.
So that that was a really big bummer
Trip
for me.
quadruple A games.
Yeah, quadruple their first ever quadruple A studio, the studio that they built from the ground up to prove that they could do the thing that everybody has been asking them to do. It looked like they were going to do it last year when they showed it off. It looked like, hey, it was going to pay off, and here we are. Nope,
Yeah.
For seven,
it's
yeah.
dead.
Just imagine working at a studio for 7+ years and not having anything to show for it after that whole career. Just think about that. Like,
That it's crazy.
yeah.
It's it's insane. And I said it like a couple weeks ago, like whenever this news was like really popping off. But I said it on Bullsitting with Loken
Oh my God.
Ham.
Actually, I probably think I should say this. Wait, I
Go
gotta
for it.
say this. I was actually
Yeah.
playing Dark Tide, queuing with just a bunch of randoms, and I ran into somebody, and we were just randomly talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I worked in game dev as a QA tester." I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, what? He's like, I worked on Fallout 76, and I was actually just fired from Microsoft a few weeks ago, and I worked on Indiana Jones. And we talked a little bit about what he did and
Jesus.
everything. He's like, he said working on Fallout 76 absolutely, I'd say, like, ruined my fucking life. Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ. He was like talking about
Jesus.
like he said that was like one of the worst experiences he's had, period. He said Indiana Jones was really fun, and he said he was like really done with, like, really, he's like was considering being done working in the games industry. I talked a little bit more, like, I got his name and such, but I'm not gonna name drop things
Yeah,
because,
sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Um, but I thought that was so funny just in a Dark Tide match. Just the amount of, like, it's not the first time I met a developer in a Dark Tide match, which is fucking funny. But yeah, not good. Nothing's good. Very
Yeah,
bad.
and it's hard to say. It'd be difficult for me to be like, yeah, or anybody to be like, hey, don't give up on your dream of being a game developer. Um,
Yeah,
when
right.
what just happened. Um, and like obviously Xbox was in the news, and what they did was fucking just shitty. Also, the way they did it was very tone deaf as well. Because like in the exact same statement announcing all of these layoffs, they I think it was Phil Spencer's, like, quotes from Phil Spencer was like, we understand that this comes at a time where we're making more money than ever, we're seeing more active users than ever, and I'm like, why would you even say that?
I
What's the
Yeah,
know,
point
right?
right.
of,
That's
what is literally the point of saying? Is it to just rub some salt in the wound? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, we know we had to let you go, we know you don't have a job now, but
At least
rest
pretend like you're
assured,
struggling or something. I don't know.
rest assured, we're making more money than ever.
Yeah,
that's
Why would you say that? The fuck is wrong
yeah.
with you? But
Don't
I
worry, we're making a
digress.
lot of money. Fuck you, you're out of doing your job though. Sorry.
Yeah,
And probably the
it.
worst time possible, especially in America right now, to lose your job like that. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
That's
right.
insane. Like,
It's a ridiculous statement, especially coming from Phil, who I know, like, none of these executives, not a single one is your friend. They they might like you, they might even respect you, but at the end of the day, Satya and Adele don't give a fuck.
oh god, no.
Phil Spencer, push comes to shove, he doesn't give a fuck. Sarah Bond doesn't give a fuck. Just like Jim Ryan sure as fuck didn't give a fuck. Sean Layden didn't give a fuck. Like, none of those people care. Um, the guys at Ubisoft and EA, the guy from EA is a fucking robot. I'm convinced. He definitely
yeah,
doesn't give a fuck. But
he's at
like,
least a good.
um, but like, it's it's just incredibly tone deaf. It's just incredibly tone deaf of a company, especially someone who, not so much as of late, but just historically, has been so well regarded within the community. Like, people really like Phil, and for him to just come out and say that after all this is just like, dude, who? First of all,
Yeah,
why? Is that your decision to type that out and say that, or did somebody tell you to do that? Because if that was your decision, fucking don't ever listen to yourself again. And if it was somebody else, start saying no or something. I
yeah.
don't know, dude, because it's insane. But then also, let me get this story back up here because I just had it up. Let's see, Xbox layoffs. But yeah, it was a bad time. Um, Multiple games canceled. I think the way it was also kind of presented was like this was kind of the tip of the iceberg. There hasn't been any more news since then. But again, the way it was presented, it was kind of the tip of the iceberg. So there could be more on the way. It wouldn't really be surprising. It is a fucking giant corporation, unfortunately. Um,
I swear to God, if anyone at id gets fired, there's gonna be fucking blood. I'm just kidding.
bro,
No, but seriously though, if anyone touches id, there's gonna be an actual fucking problem for me because I'm fucking not having it. I'm
A lot of
pissed. I'm
news.
already
Can
I
you
angry.
think
I'm
imagine?
already angry. I'm already angry at the thought. Sorry, go on.
the good news, Mike, is I think it's insane to say anybody's safe, but I think the most safe you could be at Xbox right now probably be id. probably Ninja Theory, because both of those are tech. Like, it's responsible for one of the greatest engines in the industry. And then
Yep.
also Ninja Theory with Xbox moving almost everything to Unreal Engine. Ninja Theory is incredibly important because they're like, probably besides the Coalition, the best they have at Unreal Engine, and they're like a really heavy like they do a lot of support for everybody. And then also Ninja Theory is important just because of the fact that they have like I think they have like the best motion capture studio, or the biggest motion capture studio um in the UK, I believe. Um so I think those two companies are for sure safe. Or at least as safe as you can be, which isn't very safe in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things, I guess. Um,
Like
Yeah,
Hugo
Microsoft
Martin
just
even
shut
made a
down the whole
joke.
division. Just
If I can say, Hugo even made a joke like when he was streaming, like because people were gonna ask like, were they affected by the budget? Because like, hey guys, we got an announcement. It's like we don't have jobs anymore. It's like no. He's like no, we're kidding. Like that's not true. It's like I need you guys to know we are safe from this. At least as of
yeah,
right now, we are
yeah,
safe from like what's all these like what's happening right now. Because everyone was like freaking like, dude. I remember the first time I messaged like the community manager from that usually handles all this shit for the Doom streams because that guy's fucking awesome. His name's Joshua, and that guy's fucking awesome. He responds to literally every question and any feedback to any game, and shit always gets fixed when you talk to him. Like he's awesome. He's
yeah,
super funny. He's nice. And every time there's like any type of a cut, I'm like, oh my fucking god, if they touch this man's position, I swear to God, I swear I'm
yeah,
done gaming. So it's like, I'm happy that, because dude, the fact like Hugo Martin streams once a week for like 2 hours is fucking crazy to me. That a game director just sits there and plays his game from start to finish, gives you cool behind the scenes information, and just talks about life and random shit in general, and just has a good time with everybody there, and is so unbelievably special. And
yeah,
if that goes, like it's a little like
yep.
I don't know. I don't think they can touch that personally. I don't know.
Yeah. Richie says Halo Studios is the safest place right now. Microsoft would keep them alive even if they nuked a city. Well,
No, no,
yeah,
real though.
I don't know.
Seriously.
I mean,
No,
I
really
don't
though.
know.
He
Yeah,
ain't wrong.
Halo Studios might also be pretty safe. I though, but funny enough though, the part of the story was like there were some layoffs at Halo Studios. Also, there were apparently people are at the studio are concerned about a certain project in particular being canceled. I mean, apparently so far it hasn't been canceled, but apparently that was the fear, was like one of their
Canceled.
projects that they're working on. They were very afraid that Microsoft was going to put an axe to that, and apparently it hasn't happened, which is good to hear, I guess. What's up, Twan?
Actually, there's one thing I was thinking about. Actually, it was back to Perfect Dark because since it got
Yeah.
canceled and all, people were actually thinking that gameplay was actually fake. Like, do you actually think that gameplay was fake?
Here's the
I wouldn't be
thing.
surprised.
Yeah, I'm with Mike. I wouldn't be surprised if that was fake. But
Like,
I'll
it
say
kind of
this:
even looking at it, like it does seem really scripted. Just kind of looking
either
at how it was.
it's either one of two options, Twan. It's either that was fake, or that was literally all they had to show. That
Yeah.
was
No, seriously.
it was either
Yeah,
fake, or that was they spent fucking years working on that one vertical slice. It's one of the two,
yeah, yeah, just that like
and
30
neither
minute
of them are
gameplay
good.
clip. Yeah,
No.
So,
because they still
like,
have to been far off if they just go as far as cancel it. They probably were not even close to being done.
which is crazy. To back to your point of like 7 years, like that was 2018 that studio was announced, and I remember being
Same.
super hyped for that because it was like the dude at the head of the studio was the guy that brought Tomb Raider back. Not that Tomb Raider was ever irrelevant, but like brought it back to complete relevancy, and like made one of the greatest in my opinion, of course, one of the greatest video games ever made, which was Tomb Raider 2013. And they got that guy head in the studio. They're getting all these people from all these different studios with tons of pedigree
They have,
making these
like
amazing games. And it's like, dude, 7 years, and you, like we just
they
said,
couldn't figure it out. Yeah.
you either gave us a like fake gameplay, or that was all you had in 7 years. That's
That's insane. Holy
that's
shit.
horrible. That's
Well, it
very
was also
bad.
being co-developed like by Crystal Dynamics
Yeah,
as
with
well, right?
Crystal Dynamics,
Holy
which
shit.
made me
I forgot
even
about
more
that.
excited because
Yeah.
that's the fucking studio that did Zoom. Like, I was so excited for this, and it just
Don't
Even
worry,
if
they
they
made a lot of
did,
money, Matt.
like, even let's say if they were close to finishing this game, and they decided to close the initiative anyways, Crystal Dynamics could have probably finished it by themselves if it was close to being done. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that just
if
shows
it
you that was
was,
not
yeah,
far off, right?
yeah. If that's the thing, if it was, which apparently it must not have been, it must not have even been close for them to go in there and decide that, hey, 7 years of development down the drain, hiring
It's insane.
people, time, and everything,
Like,
like
how much
all
money do
that
you
dumb
think
shit.
just they might have even lost more money than Concord on that. Fuck, who knows? Fuck.
Well, think about it,
Just
No, dude,
because
like, I'm
they had to
curious.
make
I'm curious.
they
Yeah.
had to hire they had to pay a bunch of people from Crystal Dynamics to work on this game on top of paying the people who were making the game already at the initiative, on top of I think it was on Unreal Engine, so I don't think they had to build a proprietary engine, but they have to build the fucking studio. Like, build a goddamn building for them to work in, put chairs, desks, computers, build all that shit.
Snack machines.
Like, yeah,
I'm
snack
sorry.
machines. Uh, um, like,
And also, how about all those, like, incredibly like, talented people they hired, like, at the begin with that were big names?
huge
Like,
names,
Promising people.
huge names. Blind asks, I'm 41 hours into Death Stranding 1 on episode, and only on episode 8. How many episodes are there? That's a good question. Let me look that up for you, buddy, because I don't remember off the
I'm
top
about
of
to have
my
an
head.
episode right now, bud, because he spoke. I'm just kidding.
Um, how many episodes in Death Stranding 1? It is 14 episodes. You're not far off, bud. You're more than halfway there. Uh,
You're halfway
Amir,
there.
Bill, thank you for stopping by. Uh, he says, everyone in this pod smells great, confirmed via my sources. Have a good one. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, sir.
Um, let's, I mean, shit. We could honestly probably keep going on this. There's a lot here. I I don't really know what else to say, quite frankly. It's just disappointing. I guess the silver lining for me is that at least they didn't kill the other half of Arcane. Um,
Yeah.
and I am, I'll say this, I'm quite hardened already by the fact, like, anything they do now, I mean, it sucks. I'm not like saying I don't care about people losing their jobs, because that sucks and everything, but like, I just they took it all out of me when they killed Arcane Austin.
Yeah.
I'm quite numb to whatever they're doing now, because you killed my favorite studio, my favorite part of my favorite studio, because Arcane Leon's great. I love Arcane Leon, and I can't wait for Blade. I'm very fucking excited for Blade. But Arcane Austin was the fucking goat to me, and they killed him. So once that happened, I was like, okay, I I kind of washed my hands of it. I'm here to play your games. If you give me good games, then I'll stay happy. But honestly, kind of also fuck you too at the same time.
Yeah.
For me, it was like that when they
Um,
tried to close down Tango GameWorks. That was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
dude,
You know?
Yeah.
just doesn't
I
make
don't
any
know,
sense.
man.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And thank God somebody saved Tango. Thank God
Yeah.
someone stepped in.
It's crazy,
Uh,
man. I just don't get it. This everything about it, everything happening is just ridiculous. It's just like I feel like, what the fuck? Really? It's kind of nuts to think like the amount of like how much Activision has like saved buying them has saved them. Like
mhm.
the amount of shit they've downscaled, like that they like have either built themselves or were like a part of their like original like, buyouts and shit is fucking kind of crazy to think of, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of nuts.
yeah. Bill says one step forward, two steps backward every time. Nobody does it like Xbox, and you're not wrong.
No,
Xbox
seriously.
Xbox is great at having like a very successful period, a very awesome, very positive period, and they're just even better at taking a huge fucking dump on all of it.
Mhm.
They're so
Yep.
good at it.
And then like smearing it in your face. I don't know how they
And
do it, but they
yeah,
do it.
just rubbing it in. But you're right, nobody does it like Xbox. Uh, but and some we'll move on to some form of positive Xbox news here. We've got Helldivers 2 confirmed for Xbox coming August 26th. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I've already bought it on PC, but I am buying it again on Xbox because I would like to play it on my Xbox in my bedroom. But like I said, I'm buying this. Mike, I know you're not even playing on Xbox, so it doesn't even really affect you in any way whatsoever. Tuan,
I got the
do you
Goddamn
physical
right.
have this
copy
on
It's
on
cool.
PlayStation?
PS5. I have on PlayStation, yeah.
You have it on PlayStation. Okay, so you're probably not
Yeah,
playing it on Xbox.
I barely played it because like when I tried to play it, it was just fucking the servers weren't working, and I just
I
never really
remember
got
that.
back into it. So I just
Well,
That
I
game was
was
so
gotta.
popular at launch, it was
yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
You can't even get in
It
it.
was.
Yeah, you couldn't. It was like a
We've
fucking
got to
club.
play it.
Yeah, like I dropped $40 just to look at a screen that told me I couldn't play the game I just purchased. It was
I do want
insane.
to play it some more though, because like I do like that game
I
a lot. Like I
I
really
just
do.
downloaded it again. I just downloaded it again because after the podcast the other day, Cozy was like, "Hey, we should all play Helldivers 2," and I literally downloaded it again. So
Sweet, I'll play with you.
I'm more than happy to play that game if anyone wants to play it. And especially when it comes to Xbox, I'll definitely be playing it there as well. Uh, Richie says, no matter, Xbox knows they can't win against PlayStation. Sony can go 6 years without releasing a game and they would still kick Xbox in the balls. You're not really wrong about that. Just in the sense like they're the default console. They won because they're the default console. Doesn't really matter what Xbox does. It also doesn't help the fact the last couple weeks Xbox had. That certainly doesn't help. But
Oh god.
even besides that, PlayStation is just the default console. Like all the people who like, hey, I buy Call of Duty, Madden, 2K, FIFA, GTA, like all the people who are like, I buy those games whenever they release, like 80% of them are on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just the way it
So
is.
yeah, that's the way it is. I think Xbox is very aware that's the way it is. They've said it, or at least Phil's said it multiple times. Like they're not
They
under
lost
no
the worst generation.
yeah, they lost the worst generation that they could have possibly lose. And it's true. It is true. Bill says they're the iPhone of consoles. People buy it off name alone and ask questions later. Yes. That's a very good
Sure.
comparison too. They're like Apple. They're like Apple. People buy it because it's Apple. People buy it because it's PlayStation. Is what it is.
Features and people
Uh
will just eat it up. Like
that's
remove
that
the
is a
audio
fact.
jack. Remove the audio jack. Oh, whatever it is what it is. Or Apple, they could do it, you know.
That is 100% true. Did you guys also see I know Mike, I think you talked about liking this game. I never played it, but apparently Techland, one of my favorite studios, is working on a new Call of Juarez game.
What?
Yeah, apparently because I
That's
can't.
nuts.
News came out that they canceled a few games. Um, but there's also rumors that they're working on a Call of Juarez game, which I didn't know that they were the
Goddamn.
creators of Call of Juarez. I did not know that.
Yeah. Uh, they fuck. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the biggest fan of the franchise as a whole, but I loved Call of War's Gunslinger. That was a very fun game. I don't know if you've ever played that, but it's more like a spin-off, and it's like an arcade first-person shooter, and it's a fucking masterpiece. If you haven't played it, like you need to get on it. It's very short. I don't want to say very short. It's short, but it is fucking funny. It is fun, and like it is. It's called Call of War's Gunslinger, and it's great. I really recommend hunting that down if you can.
I think I think it's backwards compatible. I thought I owned it, but apparently I don't. I'm gonna check and see if that's backwards compatible. But yeah, it's one. Have you played Call of Juarez?
And I know what it is though. Like I've seen. I think they even like ported it to the Switch. I think as well. I'm pretty
Yeah, they
sure.
did.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
But yeah,
Call
I've
of
always seen. I
Juarez.
never actually played it. I think I played it like years ago on like the 360. Like I think it was like a demo. I never actually like
No, yeah, it was like one
sat
level, and I
down.
think one of the arcade
Yeah,
levels, because that was cool too. It
yeah,
had like an arcade mode where you could
yeah.
pick classes, and like you try to beat the level as fast as you can or get crazy It was really cool. It was so fucking fun. Now, god damn it, I'm gonna see if I still have that on Steam and download that because I want to play that again. That
It's
was a
funny
great
because I
game.
just looked it up and they have the Infected Cowboys bundle with Call of War as Gunslinger and Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
That's so funny.
But yeah, it is definitely backwards compatible. I'll have to grab those games at some point. I wonder how much they are on Steam. I would assume they're very cheap on like GG deals. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I mean that's cool. I'm looking forward to anything Techland's making at this point because, like I said, they're one of my favorite studios. Bill says, yeah, it is backwards compatible, and I remember playing on the 360 or PS3, I believe. Yeah, I've heard good things about the games. I've just never personally tried them myself. But I might have to now, especially if they are working on a new one. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, Stalker 2 coming to PS5 later
Oh,
this
yeah,
year
they just announced that on a tweet.
with
Yeah.
with PS5 Pro enhancements. There you go, Twan, for your
Nice.
PS5 Pro that you have.
Yeah. I'll
Um,
get it eventually. I'll get one eventually.
I gotta be honest. I still need to beat Stalker 2. I was really enjoying it, but the performance when I was playing was not good, and it didn't matter if I was playing on PC or Xbox. It was just bad. Um, so I just kind of stopped playing it, unfortunately. But I would imagine if they're going to be releasing it on PlayStation, that they've done about as
Yeah,
much as they
yeah.
possibly can with performance at this point.
It'll be rock
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, it'll be rock solid. It'll be 120 FPS locked
Yeah.
on the PS5 Pro at
4K.
8K.
Yeah,
Um,
8K.
says it on the box. Actually, no, it
Yeah, that's
doesn't. They
it.
took it off that box, which is funny
Says it on the box.
Yeah.
because on my PS5 box, the God of War
Yeah,
Ragnarok bundle, it says 8K. So
yeah,
my
mine says
PS5 is
8K
better
too.
than the
Well,
PS5
I
Pro.
got a day one. My day one PS5 says 8K.
Hell
Listen,
yeah.
all I'm saying is if it doesn't play at 16K, there's gonna be blood. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
I
saying. That's
agree with
all I'm
that.
saying. If it doesn't play perfectly, I'm gonna fucking there's gonna be a problem. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm saying.
I better not see one frame drop on
Yeah,
PS5.
exactly. If
Dude,
I
if I
see a
see a frame
singular
drop, I'm
frame dip,
assaulting my
dude, it's
TV.
fucking over. If I see a single frame dip, I'm freaking the fuck out. All right.
Throw
Okay, I'm
this
good.
TV out
Sorry,
the damn window.
I'm very tired right now. Like I
Oh,
think I'm
that's
like
fine.
actually.
That's
Oh my
fine.
Man.
god.
That is fine because we're almost at an hour, and like we've kind of covered the big news since we've last had a show, which was Xbox doing what it does. Um, but I don't know. Like I'm looking at news from like the past week. It's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 launched. That's cool. I've been enjoying that. But like
Something very interesting about Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which is
what's that?
something that doesn't really happen nowadays with Xbox games, is like they actually have the full game on the disc. It's like
I saw
wow.
that. I
Yeah, it's
saw
like
that. It's
this
only
is
it is
insane.
only
Like,
it's only like 55 or 50 45 gigabytes, 45 and a half
yeah,
gigabytes or
45
something like
gigabytes. Yeah,
that. So it's that's good to see. That's good to see
it's
that they
on the
actually
disc.
have
I
that.
mean, it's crazy because I'm pretty sure like Ninja Gaiden 4 and The Outer Worlds 2, those aren't gonna be released physically on Xbox for some reason, but they are gonna get physical released on PS5. So it's kind of
Yep.
weird how like first party games aren't releasing physically on Xbox, but they are. I
I
don't know, it's just a weird situation right now.
I
But
think Xbox literally just doesn't
they're
care.
giving up.
Like they
Yeah, they're
don't
giving
care.
up.
They've given up on that. Also the
Yeah.
fact of like I don't remember exactly the number, but there was like a report from I forget the name of the website, but it was that Piscatella guy who reports for a specific website um that gets all sorts of different information. It was like more than like 85% of sales on Xbox are digital. So it's like
Makes sense to me.
versus PlayStation. I don't know exactly what the numbers are on PlayStation, but it's definitely not that high. Um
Yeah.
So I think Xbox sees that and they're just like, fuck it. Which I'm not saying is a good thing because I don't think it is, quite frankly. But I think
Always nice to have
honestly
the
for them,
option, you know.
yeah, I think honestly for them, they're just like, fuck it, dude. There's not gonna waste money printing copies of a game that just
Well, thing is though,
probably
I think
aren't
they're
gonna sell.
printing it, but they're just not. It's gonna just be a code in a box. Like they're not even gonna put it
Exactly.
on a disc. So it's like, what's
Exactly.
even the
Which
point?
is
You know?
which is just I guess it's like I like
Because I
I'm
think
trying to
even
think if I
Avowed was like that as well. Where even if you got the steel book, it wouldn't have the disc.
I'm trying to think if I've ever gotten a game that was just a code in a box, and I don't think I have. No, you know what?
Code in the box.
I take that
Code in
back.
the box.
Granted, it
Unless
wasn't
you
in
get
the
the gun
box. I'm sure if I bought the game itself, it would have came with a disc. I don't know, but when I got the God of War Ragnarok
collectors.
PS5, yeah,
Oh,
like it was like, well, not the collectors, but like the PS5 itself, not like a special edition or anything, but just like it was a bundle.
oh yeah. I mean,
And
yeah. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, nowadays, like if a game's bundled with a console, it usually doesn't come with a physical copy. That's just the way it
yeah,
is these
which I
days.
thought at
You
the
just have a
time
code.
was like, I mean, that's just
Yeah.
kind of a sign of the future at that point. But like at the
Yeah.
time, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Why is there no disc in it? But
Yeah, I think the
I guess
last
that's
console to actually have like a physical copy with like the game included with it was like the PSVR one. I think that was like the last console to do that. Like I think every console after that they just said like screw it and they just have like a code in a box, you know. That's
I
just
see
the way
that.
it is.
That
Like I don't
is
know any other cuz cuz I know the PS5 obviously didn't do that. The Xbox Series X obviously didn't do that. I don't think the Switch has done that. But I don't know. Actually, now I think about it, I think Mario Kart World, I think in some regions it actually might come with a physical copy. I'm not sure though. But all I know is
hmm,
in North America, at least, it was just a digital code if you got the Mario Kart World bundle. So
yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what else there is to cover here. I'm looking at the news and it's just like not the most
Donkey Kong
interesting
Bonanza looks
news.
pretty cool.
Donkey
Gibby
Kong
Gotti.
Bonanza.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
mean,
looks pretty cool.
that's definitely a Twan subject. That is definitely a Twan subject.
It's looking really good.
Yeah,
It's
apparently,
looking
like I said, people are going absolutely fucking nuts. They
bananas.
cannot wait for
Going
that game.
bananas over it.
They really are. Uh, but yeah, I mean, if there's nothing else to talk about, I think we can get up out of here. We are at about the hour. In fact, I think we just went over the hour mark. We did. But before we get out of here, outros, Mike, Dwan, whoever wants to go first, get us
Go
started.
first.
I don't
Okay.
exist.
No, okay, I'll go first. So I got Twitter. I haven't really been on Twitter in a while. I haven't used it much in recent
You and me
weeks,
both, brother.
but I haven't really. But yeah, I'm on there. Some of one of the days I remember that I have it at It's Me Twan on the show monthly, I guess now. So on Mondays or it's the Sundays. I forget we even do this show. So okay, Sundays. Yeah, it's a Sunday today.
Yeah,
Um,
it is Sunday. It's a Sunday.
yeah, it's Sunday. Sunday, and
Uh,
then I'm also on YouTube. So I'm on there
hey,
as well.
what's the name of the channel, Twan?
I don't even remember honestly.
That's
It's been so
crazy. I don't know
long.
how you couldn't remember that channel. It's a fucking huge channel. I think I
Yeah.
remember that. It's the Twan Show, is it not? The
Oh
Twan
yeah,
Show
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah, I think you're right.
millions of
Oh yeah, very.
subscribers. I think your last video did like 32 million views. It was crazy. Twan was Twan was just doing Franks in the Hood. That's Twan's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Is Franks in the Hood. Uh, Mike, let them know where they can
the
find you.
thought of Twan even going in a place that's considered a hood is so fucking funny to me. I'm sorry. All right, you can find
Twan
me.
just goes to East Cleveland and spits on people's shoes.
Sorry,
Hmm.
dude. That. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Okay. Anyways, so what was I even about to say, dude? That is such an insane image of. Okay. You
right?
can find me here when we do the show once a year, or
feels
or
like it.
you can find me on Twitch at Hard. Right, dude, because life just keeps fucking happening. Or you can find me
It
at Twitch at
does.
Hard Days Mike when I decide to stream, also once a year. We'll see. I might even stream tonight. I don't know. Maybe I fucking will. No one's gonna tell me what to do. Right? Right? Right?
Maybe.
Right?
That's right.
Right?
Don't ever
I'm
fucking tell
so
him what to do.
tired, dude. I'm
Don't
losing.
tell him what to do.
Yeah, fucking yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks, Matt. Matt's got my back. Matt,
Talk to my son
Rachie,
like
you know
that.
what, Rachie? I'm looking at you right now, but I don't know. Poor guy. I don't know. I don't know this man.
God bless Richie.
Maple Leaf man. That's who he is. All right. I need a nap. I need a nap right now.
Mike needs a
I'm
nap, and
cranky.
I'll let you guys know. You can find me obviously here every week for videos. I mean, no specific date for videos. They come out when they come out, but I try to do at least one a week at least. And then podcasts every week, at least the two player podcast every week, and that's Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. This show is supposed to be Sundays 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. That's just the way it is. That's mostly on me, but just giving you guys the heads up. As for anything else, I mean, you can find me on TSWS Gaming Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern for bull sitting with myself, Loke, Cozy, Ham, Mental 9R, usually a guest of some sort. But that's where you can find me. Also, Blue Sky, Matt likes games on Blue Sky. Check me out there as well. I don't post often, but I'm there more than Twitter. I'll say that much. So that's where you can find me. We're going to get up out of here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Later.